Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you are doing very well in your respective countries. So today the aim of this video is to provide you tips on how to prepare for a US visa interview. So this is for those who are applying for any kind of visa whatsoever. I will discuss the specific study visa interview questions in the next videos, but for today is for tips for how to prepare for all US visa interview questions. So there are 6 tips that I'm going to discuss today, and these 6 tips are by no way exhaustive. If you have any suggestions on what other tips we can use, please leave it below in the comments. So the first tip is, which kind of visa are you applying for? The kind of visa you're applying for will determine what you should prepare, how you should prepare for your visa interview. So there are 2 broad visa categories in the US Embassy. You have the immigrant visa and the non-immigrant visa. So the immigrant visa provides you with a visa which will permit you to stay in USA long term. Most people who have won the DV lottery, people who are going to meet their families for family reunion, most often those people get the immigrant visa status. But for those who are going to study, those who are going for visits, they usually get the non-immigrant visa. So these ones are often short-term stay visa options. So which visa are you applying for? You need to know which visa you're applying for so that you know how to prepare very well. If you're applying for an immigrant visa, which means you stay long-term here, you need to be able to provide much more information and evidence about the person you're coming to meet here and your status while you get here. If you're applying for a non-immigrant visa, the main thing you need to justify is that you will come back to your home country at the end of your stay in the USA. So you should read on these visa categories, read on the visa category you are applying for, so that you know what to expect and how to prepare for it. Tip number 2, do your homework. If, for instance, you're going for a non-immigrant visa application, what are you going to do? Are you going to study? Are you going to visit? Okay, let's say you're going to study, for instance. Where are you going to study at? What program are you going to do? Why did you choose that particular school? Why did you choose that particular program? When was that school founded, or the program? How are the faculty members? So you just have to have an idea about what you're going to study. You should know where the school is located, where it's found, so that you'll be able to talk with a lot of confidence and to understand that what you're going to do is legit and you have gathered enough information to assist you throughout your stay there. The third thing is to speak or discuss with open-minded people about this. Open-minded people doesn't mean making a YouTube video or telling the whole world that you're applying for a school. No, speak to people who have been through this process before. Speak to people who are very supportive, who can provide you with vital information that can enable you to prepare very well for your interview. Speak with people who have had successful interviews before, and most especially speak to people who have had unsuccessful interviews before. That's because you want to know where they went wrong. You want to know what they did that you will not have to repeat, or what they did not do that you will definitely have to do for your own interview. So the more information you can gather, the better prepared you will be. And that brings us to the next point: be positive. You can only be positive most often if you have vital information about what you're going to do, about what you're going to apply for, about the visa option you're going in for. So if you're positive and you maintain a good demeanor, you'll be able to prepare very well for your interview day. Speak positively. Proclaim, I have gotten this visa. Speak it out. Say it, discuss with people who are close, people who matter, people who can provide you with valid information. So when you speak with people a lot and you're very positive about it, it kind of gives you a kind of peace, inner peace and happiness that you're going to get this visa successful. But if you're negative, on the other hand, it instead drains you and it will make you not to prepare very well for the interview. So what should drive your positivism is that you have gathered enough information about this visa interview, the particular visa you are applying for. You've also gathered enough information about what you're going to do in USA, the school you're going to attend, or the conference you're going to attend, or the person you're going to visit. You know where they live, you know their address, you have detailed information about what they do, the relationship you have with them. So when you have all of this information, you cannot but be positive, and you maintain a good demeanor, you maintain a good behavior the days before and not the day of the interview, so that you'll be able to just get your interview with the snap of the fingers. That brings us to the next point. So the next point is do a mock interview. That's the fifth tip. Do a mock interview with someone who is close. You can do a mock interview with a spouse, with someone who is a friend who has maybe gone through this process before. If you have an opportunity to speak with those who have had successful interviews like this before, I think they will be a very good resource for you to do a mock interview with them. They'll be able to tell you, okay, don't gesticulate like this, or don't say this, or say it this way. So they'll be able to tell you how to go about it. And also, a mock interview kind of prepares you for the day of the real interview, because it's like you are going to do the interview before the interview. So it will help you to be prepared. It will prepare your mind. It will give you some kind of calmness, and it will help you to be able to express yourself the way you are supposed to express yourself. In case you do the mock interview and you're not confident enough in the way you answer the questions, you will want to work on your confidence. So you find out in the mock interview where your lapses are. You find out where you need to work on, and you'll be able to perfect this on the day of the interview. And quick tip, do the mock interview at least a day or two before the real interview. If you do it longer than this period before the interview, you might forget a lot of things. But if you do it a day or two before the interview, your mind will be very fresh, and on the day of the interview, you will be able to easily ace it. The sixth and the most important point is prayers. Prayers for those who are Christians. If you're Muslim, you pray to Allah. If you're a Christian, you pray to God. Because honestly, some people say, I don't even know what they asked me, but they refused the visa. These are things that are beyond our control. You can do all these things. You can prepare very well, answer your questions well, and still you don't get the visa. But with prayers, and if God had planned that for you, obviously it will be successful. So you should pray. And prayers is the sixth tip, not because it's not very important, but because you need to do all the 5 very strict and pertinent tips first, then you crown it all with prayers. God says he will bless the works of our hands, not the words of our mouth. You cannot say, I'm going to get this US visa, then you don't know where the school you're going to attend is found. You don't know where the conference you want to go and attend will hold. You don't know who is going to receive you at the airport. You don't know how you're going to take care of yourself while you're in the US. No. So you need to pray. After you have done all this, after you have done all the necessary preparations, then you crown it all with prayers, and you ask God to bless the effort, to bless the works that you have put in preparation for this interview with success. Ask him to bless it with success through prayers. So prayers is very important, but it's not the only important thing. The other tips are as well very important. And if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please, you want to smash the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up, so that we'll make many of these kind of videos. So as a recap, the 6 tips that I've covered in this video that you need to prepare for your visa interview is, first of all, know the kind of visa you are going to apply for. Is it an immigrant visa or a non-immigrant visa? And prepare accordingly. Second, know the school or program, research the school or program you're going to attend. This is for non-immigrant visa. Do a lot of research about it. If it's for immigrant visa, you should know where you're going. You should know who is receiving you. You should know what the person who is receiving you is doing, and you should be able to provide information about this. The third thing is to speak with open-minded people who can be able to guide you, who can be able to help you with information on how to prepare better. The fourth tip is to be positive and maintain a good demeanor. The fifth tip is do a mock interview before your visa, at least 1 to 2 days before your visa interview schedule. And the last tip is prayers. Thank you so much. If you have any more tips you want to add to this list, it's by no means exhaustive. Please leave it below in the comments. See you in the next video. Bye.